Hey team, I hope you're all well. Gary here from Gary Rankin Coaching, and today I want to share with you some thoughts on the benefits of failure. Because in our lives, on our journeys, when pursuing our goals, there are going to be times when we fail. There are going to be times when we F up. There are going to be times when we fall short. And that's okay. It's perfectly natural. It's also inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. And so by learning to see the benefits in failure, to embrace failure, it can be incredibly beneficial for our learning, our growth, and achieving the success that we want. Because as it stands, for a lot of people, failure gets a bad rap, which is perfectly understandable. Nobody truly enjoys to fail at anything. But the degree to which failure affects us is all down to our thoughts, to our beliefs, and the meanings that we attach to failure. And so if we choose to see failure as this bad thing, this thing that's not meant to happen, this thing that's incredibly unpleasant, this thing that means that we're not good enough in some way, not capable enough in some way, then of course it's going to be something that is going to have a negative impact on us when it happens, either through stopping us take action in the first place from the fear of failure, or taking action but not to our full potential because we're scared of failing. Or when we do fail, we beat ourselves up, judge ourselves, and create some form of limiting beliefs about ourselves and our abilities that stop us from moving forward, or we move on half-heartedly. But here's the thing. That's all down to what we make failure mean. And so nobody truly fears failure itself. What we fear is what we will make ourselves feel about ourselves if and when we do fail. Because when we do fail, what we make that mean about us, about our abilities, about our efforts, is what creates the discomfort. And so if we can choose to see failure in a new light, to see the benefits of it, to create a resourceful meaning of it, failure can just become another stepping stone in the journey on the way to your success. Failure can become a powerful tool that allows you to level up so much faster than you ever have before. Because when we're going after our goals, when we're doing new things, when we're getting out of our comfort zone, it is inevitable that we are going to fail at some point. And so if at some point on our journeys we are going to fail, we're going to have to face failure, then we may as well make failure a positive experience, make something that is beneficial to us, so that instead of it stalling, stunting, or making us want to quit, we can use it as something that actually helps us leverage it to level up and take the next best step forward. And so I invite you just now to just have a think about, what is it you currently make failure mean? And secondly, what is it that you make failure mean about you? And if you don't like the answers to either of these questions, if they elicit negative emotions, if they create an unresourceful state of mind, then change your meaning of failure and make it something that allows you to embrace it, that allows you to leverage it, that allows you to welcome it because you know it is there for your growth. Because here's the thing. If we are committed to our goals, if we are committed to taking consistent action, then it doesn't matter whether we succeed right here and now, today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. We're committed to continual learning and growth. We're committed to success. And in that sense, you get on the train here at the start of the line. Success is at the end of the line. And every single stop between where you got on the train and your eventual success is just a failure. It's just a stop on the way to your inevitable success. Another favourite metaphor of mine, I love to climb mountains, I love hill walking. And so when you climb a mountain, technically it's just one step you take that allows you to touch the top and say, I did it, and reach the cairn. Which would imply that the 6,999 steps before that final step were all failures. Not one of those steps allowed me to touch the top of the hill. Only that final step did. But I couldn't take that final step unless I took all the steps before it. They moved me closer. And so create a meaning about failure that allows you to use it as something that allows you to move closer to the success that you want. Because failure is inevitable, but the effects it have on us are not. We get to choose the effect failure has on us by what we make it mean. And so let's have a quick look at some of the benefits of failure and then talk about how we can use failure to help us to learn and grow. Failure shows us opportunities for growth, where maybe we had a blind spot or a weakness or a skill that can be further developed. It humbles us and stops us from overinflating our egos, becoming complacent and arrogant. It gives us an opportunity to set our egos aside, to admit that we don't have all the answers, and to embrace a beginner's mindset so we can move forward with curiosity. It shows us how not to do things, so that in the future we don't repeat the same decisions and actions and end up at the same result again. It allows us to become more resilient, creative and resourceful in bouncing back, coming up with new ideas and answers and finding a way to overcome that challenge and achieve the success that we want. Ultimately, failure presents us with experience, lessons and insights that we can use to grow from and implement for our eventual success. So, how can we actually go about putting this into action? Firstly, by remembering that nothing has meaning until you give it meaning. And so what failure means and the effect which it has upon you is all down to your thinking about failure. And so take responsibility for your own thoughts and emotions and choose to think about failure in a way that is resourceful and empowering for you, so that you can take action fearlessly, safe in the knowledge that if you do fail, that's perfectly okay and you can learn and grow from it, which in fact makes it a success. So that in the face of failure, you can objectively embrace it with open arms, learn those lessons, grow, and take that next best step forward towards your success. We talked about some of the benefits of failure just a few minutes ago, and so revisit those and use them to help you to create a meaning about failure that inspires and empowers you to go on and face it. Next is to actually use failure as a learning experience, and we can do that with some simple questions. So in the face of failure, ask yourself, what went well? What didn't go so well? What can I learn from this experience to help me? How can I use this experience to make me better? What specifically do I need to do to improve? And how can I apply this right away? You can pause the video right here and go ahead and answer those questions, or note them down for a later date. When we use these questions, it allows us to view failure objectively, to draw insights from it, to draw ideas from it, and to use it to leverage us to level up and reach the success that we want. So, make failure mean something that empowers you, and use failure to help you to learn and grow, so that from this point on, you can fail forward, you can fail fantastically, and you can fail all the way towards your inevitable success. If you've got any questions about any of this, or failure or fear of failure is something that you're really struggling with, then please feel free to reach out to me either through your coach, or you can get me directly on Instagram at GaryRankin_. Take care, take action, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Peace.